Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Jeremiah Toole. We're going to talk about drum tuning today, and there's a lot of different ways to tune drums. There's no one set way, but the way I love to tune drums and the way that's kind of worked for me a lot is kind of a hybrid of a couple systems. The first is kind of the ideas from this dude named Jeff Ocheltree, who was kind of like the father of all drum techs. He drum teched for John Bonham with Led Zeppelin and a bunch of other artists and studios and things like that. And he kind of pioneered this whole, like, what does it look like to be a drum tech and tune drums? So it's half like concepts with him, and then there's also this blog that I read a lot of years ago that's still online called the Drum Tuning Bible, and I'll list all the links below so that you guys can check that out. But it's just some of the concepts. So it's kind of, you just take those and mash them together. So we'll get to that in a minute, but first we're going to start with this brand new head. And the first step in just swapping a new head is we're going to just finger tighten all of these lugs. Alright, so once we have all of our tension rods kind of finger tight, so they're all kind of relatively the same, we're just going to take our drum key, and I just honestly like to go right in a circle. Some guys really like to go across, some will like skip a lug as they're going around. It's all kind of potato to me, so I just kind of go around. We're just going to go a couple turns per lug, just to kind of start raising the tension on this batter head real fast. So once we've got, we've kind of gone around once. Some drummers, again, kind of swear by this thing. It's kind of do whatever feels right for you. Some guys really like to seat the drum head right here, or a little before, where they'll just put some pressure here, and you might hear some popping, cracking. That's kind of normal, but it just really lets the head get really good contact with the bearing edge. So, we're just going to kind of listen and see where we are. I'm going to turn the snares off on this snare drum, and I'm just going to put my finger right in the middle of the drum to kind of deaden it a little bit so I can hear the pitch around at the different lugs, just to see where we're going. Because what we want to do is on the batter head, we're going to try and match the pitch of all these lugs. So you'll hear right away those are different pitches. And if you ever bring a lug down like what I'm doing here, you'll want to re-tighten. So you want to go lower and then bring it back up. You can hear kind of that wobble is like we're a bit out of tune, where the frequencies are just kind of fighting a bit. We're almost there. Yeah, so we're pretty much in tune with itself. So that's kind of where our drum's sitting right now. So now we're going to kind of dive into the whole tuning technique and what we do there. So the way that I've really found works great for me and works great for a lot of drummers that I've coached in this is we're actually going to tune the batter head just for feel. So we're not going to worry about the pitch as much as the response. I've just had a lot of conversations with a lot of drummers who loved the way their drums sounded, but they just didn't feel right when they play them. They were either too loose and the heads gave too much, or they were too responsive, like playing against a woodblock type of a thing. So we're just going to tune the batter head for the response we want. So on snare, I like it to just, if I'm going to do a drag or something, I want to hear the drag really well. I don't have to like dig super hard for it. So we're actually almost right there, kind of by accident, but it's nice that it happened that quickly. to where we can hit it and we've got a good response back. I might go a little tighter actually. And then here I'm just going to go equal, so I'm going to go about 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn here. And again, as we're tuning this up, ideally we'd check the pitch again just to make sure it's all good. But yeah, that feels good to me. Okay, so that's kind of the batter head, what we've got going on. Is we want the snare to respond right, especially we're playing it a lot in a song, so we want the snare to respond right to us. So next we're going to flip over to the resonant head, and I'll show you what we're going to do there.